Hello folks and welcome back to the channel. I'm in shock. I came across an article from Global News. I will share my screen and share this particular article with you. But the title goes like this: Tenant doesn't pay $41,000 in rent for Toronto condo, but owner can't evict her yet. So it is an absolute nonsense in my opinion, and I don't know why it's taking this long. We will not try to decipher the entire article here, but I just want to have a couple of points, and I would like to discuss these particular points with you. So let's get into the article. As I mentioned, tenant doesn't pay 41,000 in rent for Toronto condo, but owner cannot evict her yet. So my question to you is, why is that? I mean, it is very simple. If someone is not paying, they should be evicted, kicked out, or find, I don't know what their alternative is, but it is very simple. You don't pay and you don't get to use these services. So back in the article, it says here, Narinder Singh of Brampton, Ontario says he and his wife bought their condo apartment in Etobicoke as an investment for their retirement. Okay, fine, no problem. We worked for decades to save penny by penny for our old age, says Singh, who runs a dry cleaning business inside a Brampton supermarket. So yes, there are people who are preparing for, their retirement or investment or whatever the case is. But now, you know what I mean? Like they're saving. I get that. It is hard to come up with these down payments nowadays because real estate properties are so expensive, and we need tons of money and obligations and approvals and all of that stuff in order to secure a unit, a house, or a property. So, but having said that, it doesn't stop these tenants from milking the system. This is basically milking the system. And by the way, these landlords or owners, they cannot turn to their bank and say, hey, hold on a second. My tenant is not paying, therefore, I will not pay you. It is a very simple process. But the bank will, I'm assuming, think otherwise and say, no, you'll breach our agreement. But these tenants keep breaching these agreements throughout the entire city. And if we get into this, is very concerning, right? Like for investors, for real estate owners. But let's get into the article here. So, but since 2020, Singh says the female tenant living in the unit has paid rent only intermittently. Per Singh, he's saying that the female tenant, she kept paying in intervals. Sometimes she would pay and sometimes she would not pay. He produces a ledger showing that particular tenant owes $41,600 in back rent and $5,249.35 in unpaid utilities. How is this possible? How do we get to the edge here where a particular landlord owner doesn't even have a say? Like, how is this even possible, right? So it says here for the first 9 months she lived in the unit, punctually paid $2,600 monthly rent. Then for 7 months, beginning in December of 2020, she was at arrears. And it, like the article goes on and on and on and on talking about that. But another concerning fact in this article is this here, right? So if we click on that, it says Doobie acknowledged his office had received more than 4,000 complaints. Can you believe that? 4,000 complaints, right? So Dubai or Dubai, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right, but as a part of his investigation, issued 61 recommendations aiming at improving the functionality of the board, like the Landlord Tenancy Board. So what's the problem? I mean, like, I don't understand what the problem is. I mean, yes, I understand that there's got to be a particular buffer, right? Like when it comes to relationships between a landlord and a tenant. So in my opinion, there's got to be a buffer, a month, 2, 3 months. If they don't pay, they get the arrears, you go to the court, like something like that. Like, so it's not like if you don't pay, within 48 hours you have somebody knocking, kicking your stuff out of the condo, and life goes on. So yeah, there's got to be protection when it comes to these tenants. I agree, and acknowledge that, but this is insane. like like how much, like this particular tenant, like in this scenario here, like what, like, this landlord has to pay $4 million out of his pocket in order to satisfy a court case. I mean, this is stupid. Like, it definitely should not be this hard, especially if there's clear evidence, right? So another clear evidence here is that, over $5,000 in utilities. What are these utilities company thinking? Like what are they saying? Aren't they taking these tenants to court as well? Like, so unfortunately, we're in this particular pickle when it comes to this situation between tenants and landlords. So please comment below, like, what you think about this particular article, or if you have been in this particular situation, and how did you solve the situation, would obviously help in the comments. So please like, share, and subscribe, and see you all next time.